Randy Chavez and Tom Litch on guitar. Bijou Barbosa on the bass.
Hey everybody, my name's Mark. Welcome to Mile High Church. Thanks for being with us this weekend, especially if you're new. Our vision, Oneness Revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. Our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. Before we get started today, we wanted to give you a look at a few things coming up around Mile High Church for you and your family. Join us for Sacred Earth Movie Night on Friday, February 21st, and be inspired by Dive. Hey, can we get some footage of a dive here? Yeah. This is a powerful documentary uncovering the truth about food waste in America. Love offering welcome. Navigate life beyond divorce with support and healing in this 8-week class led by our prayer and care practitioners, starting Monday, March 3rd. Gain tools to navigate this transition, cultivate self-awareness, and create a brighter and more fulfilling future.
Hey everybody, I'm at the high ground and we're gonna ask some teens what they like about Mile High Church. Was that too fast?
I like that Mile High Church is accepting of anyone, any way they come.
That I can see friends during the summer when I don't get to see my friends very often.
It's just a really fun place to just be me. What I love about Mile High is that everyone is accepted and there's always like really fun activities that will help bring people closer together.
Great place to be. It's like a wonderful community. We can just have fun and like be ourselves and be together.
Friendliness.
That's not friendly.
Okay, these two are not friendly, but everybody else is very friendly. I like him the most. He's friendly. I like him the most. We like to bully him, but that's besides the point.
I really like the people here and how chill everyone is.
I guess I gotta say the foosball because it's fun to play and you get to rage a lot. And then we have middle schoolers coming in here taking our snacks. So that's how I feel.
For more information about anything you've heard today, stop by the Event Center or connect with us online at milehighchurch.org.
Good morning. Guess what? The Mile High Choir is here, and we're going to sing a good song with you. You guys ready? Okay, here we go. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Come on! Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Say hey, 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 yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Yeah. Let's make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground and say, let's make a joyful sound. Say, hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, yeah.
A wonderful buffet of incredible sound and music. Thank you, choir, Mile High Band, Tom Litch. Good morning, Mile High Church. It's wonderful to see everyone this morning. I hope everyone got their chicken wing and celery stick on their way in today as we celebrate this high holy Super Bowl Sunday. Hey, I want to take a minute to acknowledge a new minister in the house. She's a graduate of our School of Spiritual Leadership. She's worked years and years. She also leads our infant and toddler room here. Reverend Casey Fight in the back there. Congratulations, Casey. We are so proud and grateful for you. And welcome to the Oneness Church. We're a church here that's all about oneness, which means celebrating the unity and the glorious uniqueness of all and upholding the dignity of all, no matter your ethnicity, no matter your political affiliation, no matter your gender identification. We uphold the wholeness of all at Mile High Church. We celebrate the divine wisdom in all faiths. We don't discriminate against wisdom. And we believe in a creative mind, not only that we can co-create our lives with, but that calls us to become better individuals and to uplift and become a better human race as well. If you're new here to Mile High Church, we have a vision and mission we love to recite each week. It's coming up on the screens, and it goes like this. Our vision: oneness revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission: to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. Dr. Roger teaches us a wonderful spiritual practice he calls Deeply We Are One. And so as we go into spiritual practice today, I just invite us to think of any relationship or any place where we may be out of oneness in our lives. Bring it to mind and affirm, deeply we are one. Deeply we are one. Deeply we are one.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
And in this space right now, I know God is here. God is all there is. So God is empowering each one of us to open our hearts and minds to the gifts of the divine that are always being showered upon us. And remembering that that voice of God lives within you and lives within me and is always waiting for us to listen and respond from that space of pure love. that unification of each one of us with that divine. And as we sit in this community this morning, whether we are online or in this space, we feel the deep, deep, abiding love of God with ourselves, with our neighbors, with our loved ones, with that person sitting right next to us in this community right now, knowing God is all there is. How important it is for each one of us to recognize that as we step into the world and see things that might make us question unity. But we know that unity is not uniformity, it is oneness. It is love of all fellow human beings, no matter how they live their lives, what religion they share, what gender identity, whatever it might be, we are all connected, and I am so thankful to God for that. And so as we take a deep breath and start into this service, we know each one of us is touched by God. So we can be thankful and let go and let God. And so it is.
Too many
Our words of inspiration today come from bell hooks. Spirituality does not come naturally. It must be cultivated. We must intentionally build awareness, the kind of consciousness that brings us closer to ourselves, closer to others, and closer to the divine. And from Eckhart Tolle, people believe themselves to be dependent on what happens for their happiness. That is to say, dependent on form. They don't realize that what happens is the most unstable thing in the universe. It changes constantly. They look upon the present moment as either marred by something that has happened and shouldn't have, or as deficient because of something that has not happened but should have. And so they miss the deeper perfection that is inherent in life itself, a perfection that is always already here, that lies beyond what is happening or not happening, beyond form. Accept the present moment and find the perfection that is deeper than any form and is untouched by time.
We would like to dedicate the next song to longtime choir member Erin Willis, who recently made her transition.
Sono solo sogno l'orizzonte, manca le parole. Sì, lo so che non c'è luce in una stanza quando manca il sole. Se non ci sei tu con me, su le finestre mostrai tutti il cuore che hai accesa, chiudi dentro me la luce che hai incontrato per strada. Time to say goodbye.
Sei lontana, sogno l'orizzonte, manca le parole. E io sì lo so che sei con me. Tu mia luna, tu sei qui con me. Mio sole, tu sei qui con me. Time to say goodbye. Paesi che non ho mai veduto, ho vissuto con te. Adesso sì vivrò con te. Partirò.
Rebecca Stoudemire, Tom Litch, Mile High Band, Mile High Choir. I shared this with you all already, but you're not just an incredible artistic act, but you're a family. And no one held that consciousness as much as Erin did. And I know, and I do feel her smiling brightly on you now. And her legacy to you is to take good care of each other and uplift one another and take good care of yourselves as you uplift us as you do with your beautiful song. Thank you for all your service to Mile High. And thank you, Erin. Special thank you to everyone who brought things for our drive to support the Action Center, the toiletries and everything. We don't normally engage in tactics of guilt and shame, but you do have till 12:30 to go and get something back. I'm also very excited to announce that Dr. Alan Wolfelt is coming to Mile High Church April 31st and May 1st. Dr. Wolfelt is the premier presenter on grief and living with grief in the United States. Dr. Patty had some connections. Thank you so much for bringing him to us. And because of your generosity to our prayer and care center, we're able to offer this at a very low fee. And we're going to learn that we're all touched by grief, and you never get over it, but you learn to live with it, to find the richness in it, to celebrate your forever connection with the people that you love. So we're so grateful to be offering that, and the tickets are available online now. My message this morning, practice, not perfect. Practice, not perfect. There is a contradiction that we're asked to live with in spiritual living. None of us is perfect, and yet we are all connected with a perfect reality. Shunryu Suzuki said, "Nothing we see or hear is perfect, but right there is perfect reality." This perfect reality, it's not ethereal, it's something in each and every one of us, an unconditioned reality, a spark of absolute love, absolute unity, absolute harmony in each and every one of us. And the spiritual work of our lives is to weave an ever-growing awareness of this perfect reality into our imperfect and often flawed existences. The path to not do this is the path of trying to be perfect. The path towards perfection is the beginning of superficiality. The path of perfection is the strangling of the genuine and authentic within you. The path of perfection is the rejection of self-acceptance. I remember my first day as the senior minister of the Seal Beach Center for Spiritual Living in Southern California. I wanted to give them a perfect first talk, and I wanted to tell them how humbled I was to be in their presence. And I went out there, and my first sentence was, "I am so humble to be here." I'm so humble to be here with each of you. And I was too embarrassed in trying to be perfect to correct it. But I think a couple people looked at each other and said, "Hey, he's not perfect. That's our guy. He'll do." And that's my message to you today. You're not perfect, but you'll do. Suzuki also said, each of you here is perfect, but you could all use a little improvement, right? Ernest Holmes, our founder, talked about the path of practice, the path of daily prayer and meditation. He said, as you continue this practice day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, the result will be a bigger, better you. Not a perfect you, a more vulnerable and transparent you, a more authentic and genuine you, a more self-accepting you. It is actually the accepting of our imperfections that reveals this perfect reality to us. What a trip. But that's how it unfolds. Practice not perfect. Charlotte Joko Beck, a great Buddhist teacher, she said, "Who knows how we should be? We simply do. Who knows how we should be? We simply do our best over and over and over." Talking about practice not perfect, the path of practice, the first point I want to make today is to build your life around your practice. Build your life around your practice. I just released a book called Sacred Time, Finding True Peace in a Busy World. And it's my love letter to spiritual practice. It talks about the philosophy of spiritual practice, and it talks about spiritual practice as a religion. And I'm personally proud of it because I wrote it for myself. I wrote a book about the Beatles. It was all for my dad. I wrote a book called Spiritual Narrative. I finished it and realized it was me trying to answer my mom's questions about our teaching. I wrote a book called Loose Change. I didn't know who I wrote it for, and my partner walked in and said, "Did you write this just for me?" I guess so. And maybe I wrote this book for my kids, but I'd like to say I wrote it for me, and for that reason, I hope it resonates with you, and it's available in all sorts of different ways, and we have a few left here today, too. Shunryu Suzuki, who I've mentioned twice already, was one of the greatest spiritual leaders of the 20th century. He was Japanese and spent the majority of his life in Japan, and he became a Buddhist monk, and he was never seen as successful. Even his mentors picked on him. He had a slightly misshapen head, and so they always called him Crooked Cucumber. And he was often so disdained that in a way he was almost exiled to the United States. And he moved to San Francisco, where he founded the Zen Center. And it was there that he began his ministry just by holding meditation in the mornings. He would just hold spiritual practices. And at first, a handful of people came, and then another handful of people came, and then this thing in San Francisco called the counterculture started going, and all of a sudden, his room is filled with white, long-haired hippies. And the Zen Center grew and expanded. They even still have one in Boulder, Colorado. And I love this idea that all of our success can come from our daily spiritual practice. That all the success you need in your life can take place by just taking that 15 minutes a day in contemplative meditation and thoughtful prayerfulness. Listening for the voice of the sacred in your life, that's meditation, and exploring the possibilities of your life in light that you are one with the divine and holy essence and power. And life takes care of the rest. We're Big Tent spirituality here at Mile High Church, and I would say that when it comes to approaching meditation and prayer, there are two types of religious scientists, or two spectrums or poles. There are manifestors, and there are allowers. A lot of us are in the middle of the spectrum. Manifestors, they go into prayer and meditation knowing exactly what it is that they want to co-create with Spirit. I know exactly the prosperity I want and how it's going to show up. I know exactly the man I'm going to manifest, and no, I am not just going to date his potential. He's going to look and act and relate just like this. This is the harmony I want to weave in my life, and sometimes their vision can be expanded in their connection in prayer and meditation, but they're opening up their own mind to receive their good. Where are my manifestors at? All right. Allowers approach spiritual practice with only the intention to connect to the divine. They may have some clue about what it is that they want in their life, but all they want is that sense of connection with the deep spirit. And what they believe is simply by connecting with that spirit, the abundance, the health and well-being, the harmonious relationships, they take care of themselves. They are simply the byproduct of knowing our oneness with divinity. Where are my allowers at? Okay, how many of us are in the middle somewhere? Good. It's all good in that practice. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice itself allows that perfect reality to reveal itself in our lives. All of us, through our psyches, intentionally or unintentionally, have a creative engine for our life that's made up of our beliefs, our stories, our judgments, our hopes, and aspirations. When it's prayer and meditation, you are building the foundation for a wonderful life. But remember, whatever you practice, you'll get more and more excellent at. For a lot of us, our creative engine is worry and procrastination. Not prayer and meditation, but worry and procrastination. For some of us, it's not prayer and meditation, but it's regret and frustration. For some of us, our creative engine isn't prayer and meditation, it's apathy and feeling less than. It's self-rejection. For some of us, it's not prayer and meditation, it's grievance and blame. All of us are at choice about what that creative engine will be in our lives. It's never going to make our practice perfect, but it's going to reveal to us all that we need to be the best of who we are. This leads me to the second point I want to make about practice not perfect today, that no matter what, hold on to your practice. No matter what, hold on to your practice. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does need to be consistent. Daily practice. And again, it's not going to be perfect. God bless those wonderful days when you can sit down with a hot drink and a good book, and it's so quiet, and you just feel the divine, you just nestle into it. Comfy, wonderful spirit, and it's filling you with divine ideas and inspiration and peace of mind, and you cultivate it. You know it for yourself in your life. You know it for everyone you love. You hold the world in it, and it's beautiful practice. The next day, you're 5 minutes in, and you smell your daughter's fish sticks burning in the oven and getting ready for school. 3 minutes later, she loudly announces that there's no clean underwear. Practice might feel broken, but it never is. The perfect reality that we cultivate in our consciousness is always there, even when we're experiencing our brokenness. 20-minute meditation, great. 5 minutes, it'll do. Hold on to your practice. Sometimes we come into our practice feeling proud, centered, present. Sometimes we feel like crap. The challenge with spiritual practice is it reflects back to us who and where we are. Sometimes what is reflected back to us doesn't feel good. Sometimes we practice and we're overcome with a sense of loss. Sometimes we practice and we realize I did not know how angry and upset I really was. Sometimes practice is admitting our brokenness in consciousness of our wholeness and holding ourselves there. I love how another Buddhist teacher, Karen Mason Miller, put it. She said, "We settle in the sheep turds because that's where the fruit trees grow. And with a little work, the fruit tastes pretty damn good." Some people settle with a field or flock. some with a stick or a shovel, and some on a bench, chair, or cushion. Once you learn to settle the mind, you can settle anywhere and begin to cultivate the scenery. Then you might realize that the ground of your mind is the very ground of this earth, where your feet find the path and the future appears in plain sight. It dawns like the faint glow of an early morning. Even before you open your eyes, you know it's the sun. Even before you open your eyes, you know it's the sun. Juan de la Cruz, also known as St. John of the Cross, coined the term the dark night of the soul. A common lexicon that we use today to describe times of devastation in our lives, times of immense transformation and change. And I say devastation because we say it with the knowing that there will be new life. There will be something that springs back. And this is absolutely what St. John of the Cross meant by the dark night of the soul, but he meant something more about it as well. He meant it as a spiritual practice. And he didn't say this, I'm saying this for him, but he might put it this way, that the dark night of the soul is the result of the question, God, how are you initiating me into a greater way of being and becoming with what you are? God, how are you initiating me through my life right now into a greater way of being and becoming with what you are? It's not giving thanks for the seeming devastation in our life. It's the recognition, the spiritual practice of acknowledging that the God that got me this far is not the God being called for in my tomorrow. Not that it's not the same presence, but my understanding, the openness of my heart, the flexibility of my mind must be expanded to embrace a greater understanding of the divine so that I can step into the new life that is calling me. For St. John of the Cross, the practice looks like simply closing your eyes and realizing we are in the dark night. Are you seeing anything? I hope not. That's what the dark night of the soul is in spiritual practice. It's the willingness to sit with faith in the immense not knowing. It's being in that dark place and opening up for God to reveal itself in a new and profound ways, letting go of all preconceived notions, all stories, all judgments, just returning to this place of darkness or not knowing, opening up to that recognition that that sun is right there, but we don't make it up ourselves. For St. John of the Cross, it may take hours, may take days, may take months, it may take years. But we show up to ourselves and to our lives and to the Spirit, open for a new revelation of how the divine can be and act in our lives. Practice not perfect means putting your practice as the causal engine of your life. It means practicing no matter what, even when you feel you suck at it. Keep going. It also means right response. Practice not perfect means right response. The best spiritual practice is the one that gives you all the resilience you need in your life to respond with a higher consciousness to any crappy thing that's happening to you or in the world. We all know the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Good advice. I love how the great comedian Benny Hill put it. He said, do unto others, then run. Built a whole career on that. that idea. But how about do good unto others who do not good unto you? What does it mean to do good unto others who do not good unto you? It's tricky. Sometimes I say, well, God, I just want to manifest that person's karma and put them right in their place. I will be the vehicle to help officiate that person being put in their place. But there's something about the resilience we build in spiritual practice. It doesn't change the negativity we experience in the world, but allows us to respond to it with a higher consciousness. I still experience as much fear as I ever had, but I practice a greater and greater courageous love in my life. I experience loss more so than I ever have in my life, but I practice a sense of wholeness. I experience anger, frustration, doubt, but I seek to practice a higher self-acceptance that allows that perfect reality to become visible in and as me, as imperfect as I am. And we have that ability to respond with that higher consciousness. It begins to weave itself in and out of our reality, and it can change things. It may not help us feel better in that moment, but it helps uplift us and the consciousness of our society. There are two types of people, generalizing. There are those who feel the need to push other people down to lift themselves up. It can happen to any of us at any moment, but we see it in culture and society all the time. And the thing we need to remember about these people is they are haunted not by a sense of their superiority, but their deep inferiority, that they would think that pushing someone else down because of who they are somehow makes them better or superior. The second type of person, this is all of you, lifts other people up and rises in the process. Lifts other people up and rises in the process. We have that ability in all that we do to respond with a greater sense of good, even when it seems like it's not working. Mother Teresa, Saint Teresa of Calcutta, she had the experience of what she called the calling within the calling. She was already serving her passion as a nun for decades in Calcutta, teaching. And there was a particular day where she really saw the suffering of the people of Calcutta. She saw the poverty, the hunger, and the disease, and it broke her heart open. And she dedicated herself as a being of response with God's love to the suffering people. She brought all her Catholic stuff with her too, but she brought that love and that heart to what she was doing. I had a heartbreaking experience reading the news. I hate it when that happens. And there was a story of a homeless man who died of an overdose in a holding cell in Sacramento, California. And he was certainly responsible for his actions and the drugs he took that led. And this is in all respect of all people involved, because I don't know what happened. But there was an essence that his humanity wasn't seen. That he could have died a humane death, and he didn't get to, for whatever reasons. It's not a statement about the people in the situation. It's a statement about us human beings. That we could ever see someone's life as insignificant or as not human. St. Teresa shared the story of one of her nuns discovering a dying man on the street, his body covered in worms. And she took him into the convent, and they spent hours and hours cleaning this man. So he finally spoke up and he said, I am so blessed. Instead of dying like an animal on the street, I get to be an angel. And he smiled and passed away. Even St. Teresa admitted, unfortunately, the needs are always greater than our ability to meet them. It reminds me of one version of the Bodhisattva vow in Buddhism that says, suffering will never cease, but we vow to stop it. That's the human spirit. St. Teresa said of the experience, I've never seen such a radiant smile on a human face as the one I saw on that man's face. He went home to God. See what love can do? It is possible that young sister did not think about it at that moment, but she was touching the body of Christ. Jesus said, as often as you did it for one of my least brothers, you did it for me. And this is where you and I fit into God's plan. See what love can do. See what love can do in your life, in your relationships, in your conflicts, in those places of great disagreement in the world where you see the lack of humanity and dignity. See what love can do by calling a grander version of it into yourself to respond no matter what takes place. And it is when we respond with that highest aspect of ourselves that we affirm no one and no situation can ever take it away from us. To close from a closing prayer that's in my book, Sacred Time, inspired by all the incredible practitioners I've gotten to work with in the years, and I'm going to invite them to stand up because we're moving into prayer, and they're available for prayer after service. But it goes like this. Thank you, God, for your life in me, the ability to see, to hear, and to know. Thank you, God, for your love in me, the courage to receive, to give, and to grow. Thank you, God, for your trust in me, the wisdom to understand depth and simplicity. Thank you, God, for your peace in me, the ability to ascertain with equanimity. And so with prayerful composure this morning, let us welcome ourselves in to an experience of that perfect reality that reminds us that at the heart of who we are, there is nothing wrong with us. Opening to that divinity, that spirit, that sacred call, we allow every aspect of our being, our body, our life, our relationship, the world of our affairs to be filled, uplifted with visible, tangible spirit in expression. We open our hearts and we stay true to our practice. We allow the fruits of that practice to be healing, to be prosperity, to be harmony wherever it is being called for, and to embrace a new level of self-acceptance that allows the divine to thrive in us, knowing that this connection is the anchor point for our life, that it is beginning, in the middle, and the end. We do not fall into the distraction of false stories and worldviews that do not support the truth of who we are and who our human family is. And we accept that divine calling to be a presence for that which we seek to experience in our life and in the world. We let it be, we let it become, and so it is.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. A love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. Yes, it's a love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Tom Litch. As we move into our time of offering, we celebrate the abundance and prosperity of Mile High Church. We celebrate your prosperity. We celebrate the prosperity of everyone in our community, and we are so grateful for all the gifts that we receive. I want to give a shout out to our Mile High Foundation. It's called Foundation February, and for decades now, people have been choosing to leave Mile High in their estates after they pass away. And what we've experienced the last many years here at Mile High Church is the offering plate has changed post-COVID. We're so grateful for everything we receive, and our foundation continues to grow and grow. It goes into an endowment, and it lifts abundance, and it's grown so much that it will continue to support the long-term health and well-being of Mile High Church. I know some of our Mile High Foundation board members are here. If you're here, will you just raise your hand? So grateful for all of your incredible service. Thank you, Ryan, Charlie, Paula, who I know served in the past, Susan, and everyone who's served in there. We're so grateful. They're going to be at a table if you want more information. We are so very blessed. And talking about the future, aren't we so grateful to have these incredible kids here? So they're going to sing a song for us. But before we do, let's take our gifts physically or metaphorically as we say our offering affirmation together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
All right, here we go. Y'all can sing along. And we've got the most talented people on the stage right here, all these kids. Here we go. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy, I dance my joy, I dance my joy into the world. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world. Yeah, I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world. I live my peace, I live my peace, I live my peace into the world, yeah. Ow! Thank you, kids. Nice.
Perhaps it has not
Thank you, choir. Thank you, band. Oh, so many gifts this morning here at Mile High. And if you are here at Mile High Church for the first time, then just know that your presence is also a gift to us, and we welcome you. And we have a gift for you. And if you'll come out in the Welcome Center, we'd like to meet you and greet you and welcome you face to face. Also, we have our prayer practitioners are coming down front. If you feel called for prayer as a spiritual practice this morning, I invite you to come down for prayer.
Thank you, Zamira. You are beginning our Works of Heart Store sponsored book study on Thursday on what book?
Thursday, the Way of the Rose.
Okay.
Rose, see, wearing the roses. It's a way to pray using prayer tools such as the rosary and the mala, so that's part of our focus.
Awesome. Join us for that. For those who turn off football after the Broncos lose, our healing light service is tonight at 5. The Labyrinth is open up beforehand. It's a wonderful, sacred experience. Also want to let you know that members of our Diversity and Belonging Initiative are at a table in the community center today with ways for you as an individual to get involved in the community to better weave oneness into Denver and even beyond. And lastly, we saw those wonderful kids up there. They need you. We need volunteers for our youth church. If you are interested in learning more, please go to the vote after service and connect with our youth director, Stacy Butters. With that, I invite you to stand, or at home, you can stand up too. We're going to say a benediction together before we sing the peace song. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, my body, and all that I do. I give thanks for it, and I accept it. Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life.